Okay, I think we are live. Just want to check something here. Okay, I think we're good. All right, guys, welcome to a boring Sunday session. I just didn't have plans, so I just decided to do a live session today. So hey Stefan. I mean, I will analyze the charts together. I'm not going to enter anything. You can see it. I just don't have any positions open just yet, but I wanted to kind of do this together so we can analyze the market. It is the weekend, so I am expecting manipulation regardless, but I'll start off with Ethereum. I do want to talk about quite a few things. But we'll start with Ethereum for now. So like I said, with Ethereum, you can see that we are trading above the exponential moving averages still, even on the hourly and as well as the 4 hour. We're currently testing the 20 exponential. What I'm waiting for to see, of course, is although we are bouncing on this range, I want to see a breakout formation from this a high here at 1475. Technically speaking, if you look at the hourly only, it is looking bullish. Of course, you can see that we are starting to trend towards the upside. The only problem is 9 out of 10 times we tend to see that manipulation as soon as the market's open later on in the day, right? Which is why I'm not really entering specifically on Ethereum, but we will enter something just for the sake of the live session. I do want to show you guys a few things, but I wanted to actually talk about XRP because now this is something that's very interesting that's happening. With XRP, like a lot of people, they were saying that their SEC case or whatever was going to complete, and I talked to you this about a few days ago in the Telegram as well. I mentioned that it's going to be very important for XRP to try to break above this major resistance level here around the 40 cent range. The reason I mentioned that was because you can see in terms of XRP, we've been bouncing on this level as support and now it turned into resistance, right? You can see that, of course, from the bullish case scenario, they tried to overcome that level multiple times and failed to do that. And since then, we've seen a massive area of capitulation, right? You can see that we've broken below the 36 cent range. And right now, XRP really isn't bullish. It really isn't. Because the problem is, I've mentioned this many times as well, the blue line I have drawn out for you guys is a very important line. This line specifically, assuming we end up breaking it every time, you'll notice that we always see a larger move set on XRP. If we end up breaking above it, we go absolutely parabolic. And this is the deciding factor for me right now to know that assuming we end up breaking 34 cents, guys, for XRP, it's not good. The problem is the fact that you'll see that we have retested this daily support line down here at 31 so many times, and this could very well be the area of drop that XRP has been waiting for. Everyone is bullish on XRP because of the fact that we are consolidating, right? Everyone's saying, oh yeah, this consolidation is looking amazing, right? This is a perfect accumulation zone. This would be the perfect time for XRP to start creating a new lower low. And that would be the area of opportunity that you guys could look for a buying opportunity overall, right? Sorry. You can see even at the 17 cent range, this range specifically was the range before we saw the massive run up overall, right? We retested this area. We had the same sort of parabolic move set. And look at the range that was tested before the next leg towards the upside. The problem with XRP is how volatile it really has become and how stagnant. Look in terms of stagnant, guys, look from 2019 till for a full year, almost over a year, the price didn't change. And this is the only reason why I don't make videos on XRP. I don't even trade XRP because what is there to trade? What exactly am I looking for, right? Like I'm looking for a 1 penny change every 3 days. Like, no, that's opportunity cost. There's better trades out there that you can do. And in my opinion, it's just not worth it, right? Hey Jimmy, hey SN, hey Stefan. Yeah. So like looking at Ethereum, back to Ethereum now, we are about to break out of a 20 exponential moving average. The fact that we are retesting this level so many times while using the 9 EMA as well is going to be absolutely perfect. This is the range that I'm looking for a possible breakout formation, possibly over to 1518. And this is why I'm just going to be, like I said, just right now for the time being, we're not going to enter a position until we can try to get something better. Even though on the hourly we're seeing a form of resistance, I want to see a breakout formation from right here, right around 1467, and of course a guaranteed area of buy would be around 1475. That would be our price ranges. The issue is, of course, we're still trading on weekend volume, and I'm also noticing this 1 hour BART formation, and I don't want to try to get caught within that range because that would definitely suck. Yeah, because there's just no volume, right? We don't want to really enter something that doesn't really move, right? It's very stagnant. And that's the issue with trading altcoins. I've explained that so many times to so many people that when you're trading altcoins, the issue is if Ethereum and Bitcoin end up breaking their support levels, then the altcoins tend to bleed extremely fast, right? You'll notice that even on Cardano, and I talked about this in yesterday's live session as well, Cardano is not bullish. It's not going to be bullish, right? Until we end up breaking 34 cents, Cardano is in no position for a buy opportunity. The position that we're looking for a short would end up down here at the 28-cent range. I mentioned so many times in terms of Cardano that, hey, if we end up breaking below 30 cents and retesting it as resistance, that's your confirmation to be looking for a shorting opportunity. Right now, we're seeing the same sort of formation. Of course, with the weekend, the only problem is that Cardano has created a midterm support. So this consolidation is going to be very tricky. Any break below this 30-cent range is a confirmation for a short. Any break above for this 30-cent range would be a possible short squeeze opportunity. So this is what we call a no trade zone, right? When we're in this zone where we're just trying to decide what the market is doing, entering this position is just pretty much gambling, in my opinion. I personally don't like entering mostly altcoins when it comes down to these ranges. It's very, very dangerous to be looking for that buy. But yeah, like I said, guys, in terms of the live session, if you guys have any chart you want me to analyze for you, anything you want me to go over and teach, just put it in the chat and then we'll kind of work on it together. That's the point of these live sessions. I mean, I can enter a trade and then you guys can watch me lose money as well. But for now, at least, let's just, go from that perspective. But I want to talk about Hbar as well. And yeah, Gala, sorry, I didn't see your name. Ahmed, I will definitely do Gala for you right after we talk about Hbar, because I know Hbar is a question that a lot of people have been wondering. Okay, like where exactly is Hbar going now that we've broken below the 0.057 range, right? The problem with Hbar is, I mean, the number one thing with Hbar is the fact that you'll see with our exponential moving averages, this has been such a profitable indicator, right? We've been trying to break above that resistance, and there's been a massive downtrend. Now we're entering an area of daily support. This to me is still not a great buy opportunity, because usually when you have an area of support, mostly on the daily time frame, we want to see a strong V-shaped recovery. Right now, we're just not seeing that, right? We're not seeing that volume come into the market. And we're once again retesting the same range that we've already tested before, which is why I'm being very hesitant on looking for a buy on Hbar until we enter the 0.05, if not even the 0.046. The thing is that assuming we do end up holding this range and we start to consolidate, then one of two things can obviously happen. Number one is we've done this before on the 4-hour time frame where we ended up consolidating. Obviously, you can get a pretty good range feel as soon as we enter that range and try to get those scalps. But once we broke that level, we pretty much capitulated extremely fast. I talked about this in the live session yesterday, but I would much rather hold a shorting position than be holding a buy position with the current market, right? The reason I say that is because Bitcoin and Ethereum have been in massive downtrends. Even zooming out of this chart, guys, this drop was extremely sharp, right? Just like the pump that we had was extremely high. Like it went. The thing about Bitcoin is we've just seen these BART formations play out for so long, and it's very lucrative if you're on the right side of the trade. If you're on the wrong side of the trade, it is not lucrative by any means, which is the problem. And that's why I always suggest is covering your trades, or at least set trailing stops when you guys do enter a trade, because the best thing you can do for yourself as a trader is try to protect your assets, right? If the move goes against you, that's not a buy opportunity. That's not a sell opportunity. That's just get out of the trade. It's not worth holding on to something that's going completely opposite. So let's talk about Gala real quick. I'm just going in order and then I'll answer the other questions as you guys go. But like I said, just keep adding questions into the chat. Whatever you guys want me to kind of look at. So let's just go to Gala for a second. Now, Gala's been very interesting. And the reason why I say that, why do I have a random line there? The reason I say that is because Gala was in the consolidation zone for quite a while, right? You can see that although it was a little choppy, we were pretty much consolidating right here within this range of 0.04, trying to break above that. As soon as we saw that movement to the downside, and I actually started my channel right around this level. Like I think it was like somewhere around this level. September, October is when I started the channel. And Gala was the first thing I talked about way back then. And the reason why was because Gala was so extremely oversold, and it was looking, of course, like just from a like news aspect of it, there wasn't anything that really changed for Gala. It was just one of those coins that just tanked really hard, and this is why we saw such a short squeeze. The thing is about market psychology, you guys need to understand is, let's say for example, when the price is down, no one cares, right? But then the minute we see a 10-15% gain, you'll notice a lot of videos and stuff coming out about Gala. And guess what happens? The average retailer will look at the price and say, oh, this is so cheap. It used to be, all the way up here at like 30-40 cents, and now it's only a penny. That's still a possible 40x gain, and they'll buy in, which will, of course, squeeze the market. As the shorts get wrecked, we continue pushing higher. And you can see that Gala within the January 5th to all the way to January 28th, within 23 days, won a 6x, right? That's a pretty good gain even from a spot buying opportunity, which is why I always mention to you guys, like, these sort of opportunities will always present themselves in a bear market. You just have to kind of find them, right? And I don't mean start leveraging these altcoins. I just mean like spot buying doesn't hurt, mostly when you're down 99% of a trade. Of course, it's different if the project, rugged, or like they just don't have anything going for them. That's a completely different story. And I'll give you a perfect example, Solana. And this was something very interesting, right? Solana, everyone was, oh my God, Solana's over. We're going to zero, right? And look what happened to Solana. The area of capitulation, I mean, surprisingly, I didn't expect it to go all the way down to around the $8 range. My buy order was $9, $10. Like, that was nice. But when we saw this capitulation wick going down to $8, a lot of people ended up freaking out and closing their positions. And this was the area of capitulation that you're looking for. And look at Solana now, right? It's still in the downtrend. I don't mean to say that we're going to the, all the way to the moon, $300, but we're still in the downtrend. But this is a pretty decent recovery, assuming that Solana can hold above this range right here. And that's exactly what I'm waiting for, right? To see what happens once we test that support. Now, looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum, we're seeing a very nice range of a balance. But looking at the altcoins, like, everything is pretty much heading into, the daily support, which is why I'm not entering Ethereum or anything long term. Like, I would much rather test those levels first. How to avoid trapping? Can you explain that, SN? Like, do you mean like manipulation, like how to avoid that, or stop hunting? I'm not sure what you mean by that. And when are the golden, I don't even know how to respond to that. But that's ideally the range that we're looking for. Now, a lot of people, message me on Twitter and they'll be like, oh, hey, we have a golden cross opportunity on the 9 and 20. Is this a buy? And the thing is, what I'll explain to you guys is when we trade anything, you got to understand that most retail investors are also looking at the golden cross and this and the death cross, and everything is manipulated. So the problem is, if you start entering just based off the fact that the lines are overlapping each other, 9 out of 10 times you'll end up losing the trade. Like, look right now, right? On Ethereum on the 4 hour, we're about to cross. A lot of people would be like, yeah, this is a buy. Oh my God, we're testing resistance. And this is the perfect time for Ethereum to start a wick and then continue crashing down, right? So I always tell people you have to have a plan. Mostly when it comes down to trading, what's your plan? If it's just based off indicators like RSI is extremely oversold, I'm entering a buy position, you're not going to be a successful trader. You have to figure out, okay, for example, yes, RSI was extremely oversold. Then we saw a bullish engulfing. We still didn't enter the trade. When did we enter the trade in Telegram, guys? We entered once we found support on a previous major daily support, right? Once we ended up breaking that support, retesting it, then we entered the buy, and that was our confirmation. RSI was still in extreme oversold conditions, yes. We still saw that breakout formation of the EMA, yes. We hit that support range on the daily, yes. And that's how I trade, is I look for these sort of confluences, because if you don't have a plan, you're not going to make money in this market. You're probably just going to end up losing, right? Because if the trade goes against you, then the problem is, the question always comes to what now? The amount of times I've gotten the question, what now? What now? What should I do now, right? And that's the issue, is like, you have to be very careful trying to get caught into a position, because you guys got to understand, when there's money involved, mostly from a psychological perspective, people get emotional and they tend to make mistakes, right? We can see the same thing with USDC. A lot of people, and to be fair, right, the market's done so much in terms of getting wrecked with these stable coins. A lot of people were scared, so they ended up selling all of their USDC at 83 cents. What did the market do? It recovered. I don't know what it's trading at. I think it's at 97 cents right now, but you guys get my point. Is we have to be very careful with market emotions, and that applies to trading as well. You guys have seen me hold a position for 10% down, and a lot of you guys are like, are you going to close that? And I'm like, no, because I have a 4-hour trading plan and it works. The problem is the entry is not always going to be perfect, and that's what I want to teach today's lesson as well. Is a lot of people second guess their entries. What I mean by that is they'll sit there and they won't enter the position until it's to the exact penny, or it'll hit their level and then they'll question, oh wait, is this right? Is this the right area to enter? So my best advice to you guys, because I've been trading for so long, is when I enter a position, you guys have seen my entries are not always perfect. I try to get it as well as I can, but most times we tend to see Ethereum drop like $6 or $7, right? So that's why we have to be very careful about. Assuming we do see a breakout range, then that's different, right? If we're playing a breakout and we enter that on the breakout, which is very rare, I do that. But my best advice to you guys is, even right now, looking at Ethereum, like if you want to enter a buy position because you know the breakout's going to happen possibly over to 1518, then you entering now or you entering down at 1455 isn't the end of the world if you're using proper leverage. If you're using 20x, 30x, then I understand. The $10 difference makes a huge deal, right? But if you're just, like I said, if you're spot buying or anything like that, guys, don't make the mistake of waiting for a certain level. The amount of people I know personally that were waiting for a $900 Ethereum on the dot, that's the entry, that's where I'm gonna buy, and they missed out on this huge wick all the way to the upside. Like we got $890 for like a second. We saw the wick. Like these wicks are extremely fast, guys. When we see capitulation, it's not slow, right? The area of buy isn't like, okay, yeah, 3 days later we're still ranging, oh, this is the perfect buy, I'm entering now. The thing is about capitulation, and I'll show you guys a perfect example, is it's very quick. You don't get a chance to buy, right? And you'll be lucky to buy. Like I remember when we had the COVID drop for Bitcoin, right? We capitulated, and most of the exchanges just couldn't fill the orders because there was just too much volume and stuff happening, right? This is the capitulation I was talking about. Look what happened to Bitcoin in one day, right? We were trading at 7,923, and one day we dropped to 47.90. The next day was a wick at 38.04. This wick was, I was watching it live. Circuit breakers kicked in, and within like I think 4 hours, like we were trading right back into the $5,000 range. That was the entry, right? That was the last piece of like before the bull run. And that's why I've always suggested you guys, it's not bad to dollar cost average. It's dollar cost average at a smart range. Looking at this chart right now, does this look like a dollar cost averaging range, or does this look like the same consolidation that we saw right over here before we dropped 50%, right? Of course, the argument is, oh yeah, but like, look at all these moon candles coming up, right? Okay, yeah, same. We had the same ones here, the same ones here. The difference is, of course, back in 2018, we had a huge difference in market cap for the whole crypto market, right? We didn't see that. Now we have a lot more volume. We have a lot more institutions. So yeah, the buys and sells are going to be larger, right? You just have to be kind of careful of where exactly the range is. For me personally, and I don't mean to be stuck on this for you guys as well, but I want you guys to understand that for me personally, my range of Bitcoin buy, like where I would consider buying quite a bit, would be right here. $12,000 to $11,000 range. And I know everyone is talking about the $12,000, $10,000, $8,000 range. But the problem is, when everyone has a narrative, Bitcoin tends to do opposite. And this is why I mentioned that assuming we end up holding above 20.7, we could easily see a short squeeze opportunity on Bitcoin, possibly over to this range right here at 29,000. So something like this would happen and then collapse. Because this would be the perfect area for everyone to get caught out, hoping for the fact that this is going to be the bull run. We missed the bottom at 15,000. Bitcoin moves up and then collapses. And I'll show you guys a great example of that happening in 2018. So Look in 2018, right? We had the same exact thing, the same U-shaped formation, right? Bitcoin was at 3,000. We consolidated. Everyone started buying here. Yep, 13,000. The next bull market. And look what happened. We capitulated right back into the zone. And a lot of people got wrecked up here. A lot of traders got wrecked up here. So this is why I say, like, now, of course, you buying here doesn't really matter. And that's my point. You buying at 15,000 to hope for 12,000 is just kind of dumb. If we hit $15,000 Bitcoin and your local bottom area is 8 or 12,000, then just buy, right? Why are you fighting over $3,000? Like, in long term, it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna read the chat here. Avoid stop loss hunting. Yes, stop loss I can teach you guys. That's a very tricky conversation. I'll show you guys that in a second. I'm just gonna read this quick. For intraday trading, which time frame to follow? I use the 4 hours. Good entry for SHIB for buy or hold. SHIB, we can talk about SHIB after too. I'll talk about the meme coins after. But in terms of stop loss, I do want to explain this because this will help you guys a lot, I think. With stop loss, this is one of those questions I get a lot. And I'll explain to you guys real quick where exactly I place my stops, okay? So now assuming we have, for example, let's just say, I'll do this. I'll do Ethereum. Assuming Ethereum, we enter a buy position, okay? What I'll do is, a lot of traders, what they do is, okay, they'll enter their position. I'm going to change this. Give me a second, guys. Hold on, give me a second. Let me... So I will do this. They'll put the stop loss right below the wick. So what they'll do is they'll enter right here. They'll enter Ethereum and they'll be like, okay, this is where a lot of teachers or gurus on YouTube teach you, right? You're gonna place the stop loss where the candle opened. And I promise you 9 out of 10 times you will be stopped out. What I usually do is I play the wick specific. Why is this chart looking all weird now? What I usually do is I usually play the wick. So what I'm doing is assuming the wick, not the candle body. This is important. The wick. So for those of you that don't know what a wick is, it's this little line you see below the candlestick. That's where I'll be placing my stop loss. But I won't place it exact. So right now, let's say I entered a buy on Ethereum, which technically is a buy. But regardless, I entered a buy on Ethereum at 1464, okay? My stop loss won't be exactly on 1448 where the wick is. My stop loss would be right around this level. I'll give it a little bit breathing room to around 1445. Now, of course, with market conditions and how choppy they have become, I might increase the stop loss to a little bit, like play around with the range, of course, depending on the market. But anything below that wick specifically, I'm out. And the reason why I say that is when you're trading with wicks, you don't want to get caught out on the wrong way because the wicks are very large. Look at this on Ethereum, right? If we're just talking about wicks specifically, we saw Ethereum drop from 1489 all the way down to around 1408. Let's say assuming I entered on the wick, like I entered a buy opportunity right here, right? At 1444, just an example. I entered a buy at 1435 because I'm like, oh, yep, we saw the wick. This is a perfect buy. We're over. What happened on Ethereum? Let's say my stop loss was right at this range, right below the wick. Well, A, I would have gone stopped out. And B, if I held the trade, I would have gone absolutely wrecked. Ethereum dropped from that specific order at 1435 all the way down to 1369. Guys, in any account position, that's a very large move set. And you don't want to get caught holding that, which is why, like, stop losses is one of those situations where a lot of traders struggle with. And the best way I would put it is, if you feel the trade is going against you and it breaks below a certain percentage, then close the trade. And I have some subscribers and I know some people personally that have lost 80, 70, 50% of their accounts because they were so biased on their analysis that they thought the market was out to get them. You know, how many times have we heard that? The market's out to get me. And it's not out to get you. You're just a bad trader. That's all it is, right? And you guys have seen, even me, I have sent positions in Telegram and I'm down 15%. But what have I always told you guys? I have a plan. I have my targets. I always lay the targets out for you guys. Assuming we end up breaking a specific target, I'm out of the trade. And right now we're seeing Ethereum. Look, we're seeing the same volatility, right? We're looking for the breakout right now on the hourly. So I would be entering, I'm going to enter a trade on Ethereum for a buy. Hopefully it works. There we go. I'm going to enter a trade on Ethereum for a buy at 14. I kind of entered a little late, to be honest, because I was talking. My fault. But that's what I'm looking at. So what am I looking at for right now in Ethereum? Look at this. So I talked about this in the beginning, right? Look at this right now, guys. We entered a buy on Ethereum right at this wick. Why? Because we're seeing a breakout. Look at that. Look at that breakout. Look at that breakout. We're seeing this live, right? Look, I'm up 20%. Guys, 25%. This is live. I literally just entered this for you guys on a breakout on Ethereum, right? And this is exactly what I have taught you guys is when you are I'm out of this trade. I'm out. I can't talk when I'm trading. I'm out. Okay, I'm done. 20% just like that. Look at the short squeeze we're seeing right now on Ethereum. This I will explain to you, but let's just watch. Let's just admire this, okay? Look at that. This is live. We're watching this. 1518 was the level I talked about so many times. What did I say to you guys when I started this live session? If we break 1473, this is the break, and this is what happened. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. This is the squeeze that I talked about, right? I'm out of the trade. I took 23%. Yeah, I could have held it. I think I exited what, at like 1490? Not the end of the world. I'm happy with the trade. I'm out. A lot of people now would be like, oh, this is a perfect short. No, it's not. It's not, right? We just entered. Oh, this is the issue with trading is a lot of people get greedy. They'll make 25%. They'll start counter trading themselves and enter. And that'll be it, right? You guys... And that's what I'm trying to say is, with these sessions, this is a perfect example. Just give me a second here, guys. Give me 1 second here. I will explain. One second. Just got a message on the Telegram, because I know people are wondering what's going on. Okay. So... what happened here? I want to talk about this, okay? So we were eyeing Ethereum for a while. I started the live session and I said, hey, we're looking for a buy opportunity. Why? Because Ethereum is about to break the 20 exponential moving average. We've been retesting this level multiple times while using it as support. What happens when that happens, guys? What happens when an area of resistance is tested multiple times? We see a breakout formation. Look where our take profit zone was, guys. Look where our take profit zone was. Exactly at 1518. Why? Because this is where the drop started from Ethereum. And that's where the bullish case was likely to end. Look at the profit taking that's happening on Ethereum right now. This is a perfect example of a breakout trade with patience. We entered 2 buy opportunities at 25%. Right? 25%. We entered a trade, well, I think on Saturday, we made 20%, and today we just made 25%. And it was a quick trade, guys. It was a very quick trade. I didn't even have time to send it to you. I entered the buy in front of you guys, and I didn't even have time to send it in Telegram because, like, literally as I entered the buy, we saw the breakout. Ethereum broke out. And that happens, right? And again, this happens from both ways. Sometimes I'll send a trade and we'll capitulate, and then everyone will be like, you know what I mean? Like, it'll just be like, it's the reality of trading. But at least for us, we didn't get lucky. I don't want to say we got lucky. We just played it right. We pretty much started at the perfect time for the live session, and we entered the breakout formation. So look what's happening across the board right now, right? Altcoins are all seeing some breakout formations. And this is exactly what I warned about is I would be very careful looking for shorting opportunities, even on Bitcoin. Even looking at Bitcoin, guys, this is not complete yet. Ethereum is complete. Right? Look at Ethereum. We completed this move, but look at Bitcoin. We have not completed the move yet. Bitcoin's take profit level was 21.6. And now the theory becomes, is Ethereum ready for possibly 1787? Could this be the situation that I talked about way back over here? The same exact situation, right? Where we entered on Ethereum. Is my chart right? Or is this? Yeah, right here. Sorry, I'm blind. So right here. Are we seeing the same sort of thing happen, right? Guys, this is the exact same price range. We short squeezed to 1518, continue pushing, and then we saw a rally going all the way up to 1787. Yeah, exactly, demanding. Yeah, I mean, I thought, but when I started this live session, I was like, Ethereum is a buy opportunity. It's unfortunate because I wasn't able to send it in the Telegram, which I always do. But to be fair, we're live. Like, I mean, I can only do so much. You know what I mean? And then I get quiet in the live, and I'll be like, "Hold on, guys, I'm sending a trade." You know, it's just gonna be dumb. But it's okay, Jimmy. It happens. Like I said, you're gonna miss trades. You know, a lot of people are gonna get greedy now. So a lot of traders now are gonna be like, "Yep, yep, yep. I'm buying. I'm entering." Right? This is the issue: is you don't want to be entering once the move is complete already, because A, you don't want to be the top longer. You don't want to get caught within that range. If anything, you could be looking for a short scalp. But even then, guys, like, what a move on Ethereum. What a possible move. This is a perfect V-shaped formation that we just saw live. And now the question becomes, what is Ethereum going to do, right? Are we going to be able, from a bullish case scenario, guys, what I'm looking for in the video I posted this morning, what I'm looking for on Ethereum is a breakout 1518, find that level as support, and then a stronger continuation. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Assuming we get that, then we know that our take profit level is going to be at 1787. That's the ideal range, and that's the ideal take profit level for us. Now, assuming we hit 1787, then things get very tricky. And what I mean by that is, zooming out on the chart, there's two possible situations here, right? Number one, we go to 1787 and get absolutely wrecked. That's where we create the new lower low. Or we short squeeze all the way up to $2,000 Ethereum, and then we get wrecked. But if you'll notice, we have hit this $2,000 range twice. This would be the third test opportunity. And on the third test, we tend to see a massive breakout formation, right? You guys already know that. So we could be looking at a $2,300 to $2,400 Bitcoin, or sorry, Ethereum, which would also line up with a $29,000 Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin's chart looks a lot less volatile than Ethereum's, right? We look completely different here. But Bitcoin hasn't completed its moveset just yet. This was a very nice liquidity grab. The dangerous part of entering right now would, of course, be the fact that if we can't break above this candle, we don't want to see a red bearish engulfing break below. Right now, we're just going to chill and just watch what happens, right? We've already entered. How much did, what was that? Like, I think that was a $1,300 trade. Yeah, 1230, 12, something like that. Okay, so regardless, it was a 20% trade, which was great. Now, the remainder, of course, is a lot of people will try to counter trade themselves, get in this psychology of, I made 20%, I need to make 10%, 3 more percent. I've seen that. I've seen people say, oh, I made 19%, I need to make 1 more percent for flex. People literally want to flex their gains, and they end up losing it. So you're better off just enjoying your Sundays now and just looking at the market, and tomorrow morning is when we decide. Assuming tomorrow isn't bearish news, right, then we could be looking for a long, stronger continuation. I'm just going to read the chat real quick. Doge, why or what videos did you watch to get where you are now? Nathan, I'm self-taught. I'm completely self-taught. I read books. Steve Knight, I'll put in the chat here. Sorry, guys. Give me a second here. I think his name was Steve Knight. Actually, wait. I'm live streaming, right? I'm pretty sure I can just... Here, hold on. Let me see. Give me a second, guys. Give me 1 second here. I'll show you guys the book that I learned from. It was a really good book. Yes, I found it. Okay. I'll put it in the chat for you guys. You don't have to buy it. It's you can find the PDF online. It's free. You just gotta find it. Okay, there you go. I just put it in the chat for you guys. But yeah, so this book taught me a lot. In terms of candlesticks, it's meant for beginners. Very new people to the market. It teaches you a lot. You can find the PDF online if you want to, but I'm self-taught. I've just been reading books, and the way I learned, and I've said this many times, the way I learned how to trade was being in the trades. That's the best way to learn, because you're going to make mistakes. You're going to be playing a game with yourself. You're going to know what you do is right and wrong, and that's probably the best case scenario for you, right? Is because of the fact that I can sit here and teach you guys what I know for the next year, but in reality, when you actually go to trade, you might not learn anything, right? You might just, oh yeah, Pingu said the 9 and the 20 and the cross, and and the range, and I'm entering, and then you lose, and you're like, what? You know what I mean? So like, that's the best case scenario for you guys, is to open a Fair Desk account. The link is in the bio. You don't have to put money if you don't want to. They have simulated trading, guys. Simulate your trades and see how many times you were right and wrong. If you get into the habit of recording your trades, or even mentally knowing when to enter, when to exit, you will start getting better, and that's when you can start leveraging, right? And for those of you that are already leverage traders, once again, practice, right? If you made a mistake, then look at what you did wrong. We've made mistakes. I'm not perfect. I'm not the most amazing trader ever, right? Is the only difference between me and the other guy is I'm not in a rush to enter trades. I just chill. You guys see, we do cooking channel every now and then, because I do other stuff other than just sit on the charts all day. Now, when I first started trading, I was that guy. I would sit there for 14 hours a day and just read the charts. That's it. All I do was stare at the charts all day long. And it didn't get anywhere. Like, I mean, I learned a lot, but it didn't get anywhere in terms of psychology. And like, guys, take a break. I've said this so many times before. Like, it's okay to take a break. It's okay to step away from the market. The trades will always be there. It's not the end of the world. Can you show how to enter a long or a short using simulated trade? Yes, DMC, I can definitely show you that. So this is USD. So you can just go over to simulated trade on Fair Desk. And so right here, like I said, you can just start. So assuming you want to buy, you can do market, buy, just how much you want to risk, of course. And then you can enter the trade. So let's say, for example, you know, if I want to enter, well, let's say 50% of the trade. I don't even know if my account is set up for simulated trading, because I believe down here it says usually how much you want to put in. But assuming you want to enter, so let me explain leverage real quick for those of you that are, you know, watching and saying, what do you just do? So when it comes down to leverage trading, if you're entering a buy long, then you're betting the market is going up. If you're betting a sell short, you're betting the market's going down. That's the easiest way to put it. This up here is your leverage. So how much leverage you want to use. This depends on your account size and your risk tolerance. Me personally, I like 20x. You guys have seen I like 20x. That's a lot. That do not use 20x. I'm a different trader than you guys. I would say for beginners, 7x leverage is your sweet spot. You can make quite a bit of money, and you can, you know, you have enough risk tolerance to kind of play from there. But 7x leverage is your friend. Let's just remember that. And then you have limit, market. These are the two that you just kind of focus on. Limit orders are the order that you want to buy in specifically. So what level you want to enter a trade in. Let's say you want to short Bitcoin at 21,000. You put your order in. When that level hits, then it'll enter your trade. Market is you're entering right now, like live market, right? You guys saw me enter a live trade. That was live market conditions. Mostly when you're looking for a breakout formation, guys, do not bother entering a limit order. I can't stress that enough. You're not going to get filled. When you're in a breakout, you're not getting filled. And by the time you get filled, the moveset's over. So the best thing you can do is, of course, enter on the market. And for those of you worried about fees, if you sign up with the link, you get a lot lower fees than any other exchange. That's literally the partnership we have with FairDesk, right? Any of my subscribers that sign up with the link get low fees. And that's the whole point, is you guys can use these opportunities for scalping. So assuming you want to add, or assuming you want to enter a buy or a sell, that's pretty much how you use the simulated trading. That's ideally how it is, if that makes sense. But yeah, we'll come back to leverage trading now. No problem, Nathan. No problem, guys. Okay, yeah, but let's go back to, I'm sorry, I missed out on a lot of questions here because I was like entering the trade and I'm like, I don't even know what just happened. But regardless, let's talk about Doge real quick. I'm sure a lot of you guys are wondering now, and Doge as well. Doge is in the bullish category until we end up breaking. And I talked about this a lot yesterday. If Doge were to break below this specific line right here at 0.064, because of how many times this area acted as a resistance, then we would know that Doge is ready for a drop to 0.057. Now, I talked about it in the video as well, but I'll talk about it now. Doge is extremely oversold, like extremely oversold. I would be waiting for a short squeeze, just like we saw on Bitcoin and Ethereum for the altcoins, and then a possible drop continuation. I would be very careful shorting Doge at this specific level, right? Because like even with Bitcoin and Ethereum leading the way, we will see Cardano, Hbar, all of these coins recover a little bit. And that's when, you know, everyone in my comment section is going to be like, we told you the bottom was in, you fool, we told you, right? And then the next leg towards the downside, they're going to start deleting their comments. So like that's the thing, is in reality, every green candle doesn't mean it's a great bottom, right? We saw the same green candle after this drop over here at 33 cents. Everyone bought, wrecked. Everyone bought here, wrecked. Everyone bought here, wrecked. And that's my point. It's a downtrend, man. Like, the whole thing is down. Why are you entering a buy? Look at Cardano breaking out right now from its exponential moving average. We can go even on Ripple. Ripple had a very nice, I mean, I would imagine Ripple is a little different. I think this is more news related though. But as soon as we broke below this level, we have to retest it as resistance. That's the ideal range we're looking for. Assuming we can get down there. Let me read this. Before this live, I was watching your analysis video stream 6 months ago. I've learned a lot from it. Yeah, I'm glad you did. I think I made live. Yeah, it's been a while. We've been doing live sessions quite a bit. It's been a long time. But yeah, that's good. I'm glad. But yeah, like I said, guys, if you have any chart you want me to analyze right now, go ahead. I'm not entering a trade anymore. Man, we made 23% in like 35 seconds. You guys literally saw that. I was talking, we entered, 5 seconds later, we broke out, I closed the trade, that's it, we're done. It's a happy weekend. So now I'm just gonna here to teach or analyze something, and you know, if we're at the 41-minute mark, I'll keep it to maximum like an hour, because I got stuff to do too. And then we'll go from there. But for now, if you guys have any single coin, anything you guys want me to talk about, support, resistance, anything you want me to talk about, now's the time to put in the chat. I will answer your questions one by one. Okay. Vikram. Yeah, exactly. That's ideally the range, and a lot of people are going to get caught out within that range as well. I totally agree. This is just, like I said, this is just going to be a larger squeeze, I think, in my opinion. But of course, the deciding factor for me would be 22.8 on Bitcoin. If we can somehow overcome that level once again, that would be a possible buy to all the way to 29. But unless otherwise, and we're just going to see squeezes as we continue laddering towards the downside. Hbar. Let's look at Hbar. I talked about Hbar a little bit. I will talk about it again. Just a quick recap, because I think some of you joined a little late. Hbar is in a very crucial spot at 0.057. This target was hit perfectly. I talked about this for like weeks on Telegram. Now that we have hit this target, the number one thing for Hbar to do right now is try to overcome these exponential moving averages, then use them as support. If we can somehow do that, then we have a proper range breakout. Once we get that breakout, then the overall level that we have to break from a bullish case scenario remains here at 0.065. Well, why over here? Or actually, you know what? You can even do, if you want to be precise, just for this sake, we'll do 0.06. The reason why is old support. You can see that Hbar found a lot of support at this range of 0.06. Old support becomes new resistance from a downtrend. If we break old support and use it as continuation, then that's your local bottom right there at 0.057. If that makes sense to you. Long-term Hbar. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not long-term. Like long-term. Okay, the best way I can put this for you guys is if you believe in Bitcoin long-term, your altcoins will be fine. I'm not talking about Floki, Inu, Santa Coin. Don't get me wrong. I'm just saying, like, the ones that actually have a purpose. Now, technically speaking, any coin could have a purpose. And I'm not going to sit here and go over, the tokenomics and the team and blah, blah, blah with you guys. I don't care about all that. I'm just saying, if you have a coin and your dollar cost averaging for the long term, you're fine. As long as the project can sustain itself for the next year or two, then you're okay. You have no problem. It will go up. Like, it's just how the market works. If Bitcoin goes up, the altcoins go up. Everything goes up. Everything revolves around Bitcoin. Whether you like it or not, Bitcoin will remain as king. So Cardano. Yeah, we're seeing a nice short squeeze. We saw a midterm support level, which I did warn about. I was going to talk about this in the video. Once I make the video, I was going to talk about this. But yeah, this is the range breakout we're seeing on Cardano. We have to overcome 30 cents and use this level as support. Same thing like Hbar with the altcoins, because Cardano and Hbar kind of have a similar track here. We've been pretty much in a free fall situation with our exponential moving averages. And even with this current state on a major daily support, I personally don't think that this moveset is done just yet. I think we possibly could be seeing another leg to 28 cents. But first, of course, we would have to see a short squeeze and then a continuation. Everything right now depends on the short squeeze that we are seeing. Everything. This is the squeeze that I warned you guys about so many times in Telegram, that this is the ideal range where we're looking to happen. See, I'm not a biased trader, right? You guys, I'm sure you guys noticed. Like, we enter trades on short and long because I don't have a bias. Like, if we're trading, yeah, we're going straight to 50K. We're going straight here. We're going. Every single YouTuber that does that makes no sense to me because A, you're misleading your followers, right? These people have actual money in the market and they're gonna take your opinion because they think you know more and they're gonna get wrecked. And B, if you're a biased trader and you only believe in one certainty, you're not going to be a profitable trader. It's okay to be wrong. I've been wrong. I'm happy to admit I've been wrong sometimes too, right? But this moveset that we saw in Ethereum, man, this was perfect. This was so perfect. And I don't think the moveset's done yet either, guys. 1539 is the moveset that's going to be done. Because it's going to play off the wick. That doesn't mean enter a buy position here. I'm just saying. I'm just letting you guys know. That would be the ideal range. Where to buy Floki Inu? Yeah, we're not doing that. I'm going to give regular streams all the energy. Hey, thanks, man. I honestly stream so little, and it's because I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I just don't have time. I do 7 to 8 videos a day, every day for 7 days a week, and and then we obviously have our Telegram, which I'm trying to keep everyone updated as well. It's very rare on the weekends where I have time. Today was just different because I didn't have any plans, and yesterday was different because I was just bored. But I will try to do, I might do weekend streams. So Saturdays might be a little bit more like talking about the market, and Sunday might be a little bit more about entering the market. We might be able to do that. I might be able to fit that in. I'm not saying every weekend because I have a life. I want to be outside. I don't want to be sitting here all day. But guys, look at Ethereum. This is just beautiful. I'm just going to watch this because it's just so fun. Bitcoin just broke out. You know, it's funny because we technically could have taken a buy order on Bitcoin as well, even at 20.7. Because we're not done the range, right? Look at Bitcoin squeezing now. We're not done the range because the range will be done on Bitcoin right here. This is the wick that we want to see. 21.5, 21.6. We're not done the range. I'm not entering though. You'll notice that the reason why I'm not entering is we already made our money. I don't want to give it back to the market. If I'm wrong and this was a manipulation and, you know, market open, we get wrecked, I don't want to be part of it. So, yeah, Jimmy. Yeah, Jimmy, I totally agree. Like, I think you joined a little bit later, but in the first 7 or 8 minutes, I talked about Ethereum, and I said we are going to see a breakout because we're retesting these exponential moves. Even in the Telegram, I mentioned that on the hourly, we are above the EMA lines, looking for a breakout opportunity, and our take profit level would be 1518. And look how perfectly that played out, right? And a lot of traders, what they could have done was entered a short exactly at 1518, rode it. Show you guys the 30 minutes, but you could have entered even at 1518 and entered take profit at 1509. That's why you guys see me enter and exit trades so fast, right? Is because I don't specifically want to be entering or exiting trades. Like, you know, I don't want to be caught in those positions. That's the thing that's the biggest thing for me right now. But yeah, so I mean, Bitcoin's really struggling here. But we have to see a breakout range. But yeah, that was a really good trade. That was a really good trade. Ethereum that was such a nice trade. Damn, there goes Bitcoin. See, this is what I'm saying, guys. You gotta be very careful about this range because you don't want to try to get caught out, mostly on the the long order. Yeah, awesome, Daniel. I'm so happy to hear that, man. Good stuff. But like I said, take profits, my friend. I am out of the trade. I don't want you to hold the trade and end up losing a ton. So if you guys entered the trade with me, to be fair, it was like a 30-second trade. We literally entered and it rallied. But if you entered anywhere from 14, I think, when did we enter? Like 1465, I think? Whenever you entered, if you entered any time, the point, you are in profit right now. Even if you entered late, you guys are in profit right now. Take your profits. It's Sunday. Take your profits. I can't emphasize that enough. Yeah, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. But yeah, like I said, guys, I mean, I'm not seeing any more questions. So is this me going outside? Are we done? I mean, we did our trade. I talked about everything I wanted to talk about. We did the altcoins. I'm going to make Luna Classic. So I know some people are wondering about Luna Classic. I'm not talking about it because I'm literally going to make a video on it. And like, after I get off the live session here. And then we can talk. You guys can watch that after. But if everyone else is good, I am going to probably end the live session. I am going to send, you know what? This is what I'm going to do. I'm going to end the session, but I'm going to watch it and I'm going to record the breakout trade and then I'll post it in the Telegram so you guys can see what happened. It'll be fun. But yeah. Okay, cool. I'm going to head out. You guys have yourself a wonderful Sunday. There's good stream, good money, good profits, good vibes. I will see you guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna see you guys for a bit. I'll be honest with you. But I will always be there in Telegram. Okay, full disclosure. Full disclosure. I'm going on vacation for like 2 to 3 weeks. I will be trading. I promise. I will be doing my videos still. The live sessions will have to wait. But it's fun, you know, because the good news is we do these once a month, and every time we do them, we get more viewers. So hey, these will be like the rare sessions, you know. And I always talked about this. I always laugh about this, but it's because I have a different setup when I'm at home versus when I'm actually vacationing. I'm not trying to stream on my little laptop, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. But yeah, no problem, guys. You guys have yourself a wonderful weekend. I will see you guys in Telegram, and if you guys could like this live session, that would be wonderful. All right, guys, have a good night or day, whatever.